everyone.
Hi.
So we're on a trip. We're going up to Quebec City. We're on the train. So
Yeah.
figure get out the camera now because I'm sure it's gonna be stuff to record. So for one, this is the St. Lawrence River. Aaron wants to know if there are any whales in there.
Not likely. Everything in that river is dead except for the catfish.
You know what's the cool thing about being in a wheelchair? Is that when you take Via Rail, you get to ride first class. Like a boss.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's one of the perks of being in a chair, you know.
One of the many
You never have to wait in line. They say, oh, sir, you go first.
Yeah.
They're always giving you first class treatment everywhere you go. It's crazy.
Yeah, they let you cut the line, they give you a discount. Well, we go for 2 for 1.
Beehive. Look, these are...
Oh, it's these things.
Wow, that's weird.
We got to go 2 for 1.
Yeah, 2 for 1 as well.
Oh, it's crazy how people always feel so bad for you when you're in a wheelchair, but like we feel bad for people who are not in wheelchairs. So he didn't even have to walk down the stairs. He had this neat little lift that just took him right down. So convenient.
Yeah, you get treated like, well, VIP kind of status.
Like rock royalty.
Yeah, so here we are at the Hotel Chateau Laurier, excuse me. And it just happens to be on the main strip in Quebec City.
Yep, this is where all the restaurants and coffee shops are. Look, beautiful old buildings. And then down the other way are some historical things. And right over here, where that building is with the teal on it, that is where the National Assembly sits. Right around there. So our provincial government. But our provincial government considers themselves a federal government, basically, because they consider Quebec, you know, kind of like a distinct, like almost like a separate country.
Quebec's birthday, Fête Nationale, so they call it Fête Nationale as if it's a country, right?
That's right, like they call it the national holiday.
They don't fly Canadian flags here in Quebec. Not really.
Oh, and I'd like to add that both of us are actually part French. People ask us that a lot because we're from Quebec. I'm about a little less than a quarter French, and you too. He's like, no, you're like almost.
Born.
Yeah, he only spoke French when he was little until he got adopted. So he's got a good part of French in him. So it's funny because I don't have any English blood, but when I speak English, sometimes people think that I'm English, and I'm like, actually no. I'm more French than I am English, even though I speak more English. So it's funny like that. Anyhow, so we get to see some French culture up here.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah, so we get to come down here and get back to our French roots, right, Aaron?
Yeah.
A couple of Anglos getting in touch with their French side.
Kind of nostalgic. Yeah, I feel a little bit more English than anything.
Yeah, I don't feel English, but I do feel Anglo.
Yeah.
Well, English speaking, you know?
Yeah.
Not the same thing, though.
Yeah, we're kind of English. I've tried moving away from here quite a few times. I always end up back here. Because I like the French culture, you know, it's like very distinct.
Oh yeah, I love the province of Quebec, and I love Montreal, and Quebec City is beautiful.
It's very European.
It is. I mean, look at this. This is what we got in Quebec. First of all, we got a lot of style, we got a lot of taste, we got a lot of hangout culture, which involves people hanging out like on terraces, as you see here, taking it easy, having coffees.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hanging out. You don't see so much of that.
Yeah, when you go to Toronto, you don't see that very much. You know?
No, it's like get your coffee and get out and get back to work.
Yeah. Yeah, we got everything but the siesta here.
Yeah, as the Europeans have siesta.
Yeah.
We have a lot of arts and culture though, which I think is kind of European style.
Very.
There's a different attitude here. It's hard to put your finger on it, but it is different than like Toronto and most places I've been to in the US. I mean, yeah, it's kind of European-ish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. And I love old buildings, so I'm like in heaven right now, showing some old buildings. That is gorgeous. And it just gets better and better. This whole street is just beautiful. This isn't the best camera, but trust me, it's really pretty here. Oh no, don't jaywalk. Wait, this is in Montreal. In Montreal, everybody jaywalks. In Toronto, people don't do that. I don't know about Quebec. I don't know what is the custom here.
Same thing.
think?
Yeah, French people, you can't get them to stop jaywalking.
Right. Oh my god, look at the detail at the top of this building. Is this stunning or what?
Better move the camera, you gotta take real shots.
Yep, this is the National Assembly. That's where the government lives. Don't say anything bad about the government.
Why not? They're used to it.
No, don't say anything bad. They'll throw you out of the city, and then we'll have to go back to Montreal.
Yeah, city limits.
They'll be like, it's that guy from YouTube. It's the truther. Don't let him in.
It's Police State Radio.
It's Police State Radio. He's here to give us a hard time.
Yeah, he's doing another episode of Our Cult City.
Our corporate government. See him, it's all about the occult stuff. Me, it's all about corporatism. Between the two of us, they don't stand a chance. Wow, look at that clock tower. Gorgeous. Okay, Aaron, get your protest signs out.
Yeah, well, there's Dorchester.
Make the metro accessible. That's one thing I'd like to protest about. Well, they're working on it, but
You're all English.
too slow for my liking.
Baldwin.
Oh, look, a bunch of long-haired guys.
Really cool.
Ah, it's so nice. You know what's interesting? It says here, door of the Amerindian family. Which is kind of interesting because, as you know, all the governments and the church in Quebec basically tried to exterminate the Amerindians. So they did that, but they gave them their own door.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the first premier of Quebec.
Frontenac?
Yeah.
Frontenac was the first premier
And
of
of
Quebec.
course, right above him is Laval, who was a Jesuit. Quebec was a Jesuit stronghold in the beginning because they were too popular when Quebec was being formed, so they had to do everything on the cuff, sort of like they do now. But then it was really like that. Champlain's way up there. And then of course you get the angels or whatever at the top.
Huh.
The Nephilim, the fallen angels. The French are obsessed with the Nephilim. There was a war here at the Plains of Abraham, you know, between the French and the English, so they were deciding who's gonna win New France, because they called it New France at the time, but the French lost. Got very interesting symbols here. You got, like, from, of course, the war, our war in Quebec of independence.
With this guy, de Salaberry here?
Yeah, de Salaberry, and then Levi. I don't know much about him. The guy above him, I know him. He's Olier. He was like a big Jesuit, and he's from Saint Sulpice. Like I've talked about this branch of Catholicism out of France many times. And right above Olier, see, that's their symbol. That's the IXXI, the Ville Marie, the M and the A. That's like, they say it means under the auspices of Mary, but it's really the IXXI, the 9/11.
Huh.
There's many different variations of that symbol all over the place, and we'll see them here in Quebec, just like we do in Montreal. Maisonneuve, he founded Montreal. Montreal was called Maisonneuve after it was called Hochelaga. Changed names a few times, and then they finally settled on Montreal. Montreal means Montreal, Royal Mountain. So like our city was founded by the Templars, the Jesuits, the Catholic Church, all the usual suspects from Europe, you know. It's like, well, Quebec's like one of the oldest strongholds of the French in North America. Like even older than Louisiana, I think.
Well, look here, it's the little garden. It says free food. Well, food to share. Serve yourself freely. It's free. And they've got little strawberries there. Look, our nice government giving us free food after taxing the crap out of us. What do they have here? Green tomatoes. That makes up for all those taxes. Oh, nasturtiums. Oh, those are edible, believe it or not. It tastes kind of peppery. I found a semi-ripe raspberry. A little sour.
Oh, nice.
It tastes like Flintstones vitamins. that's something I'd like to see more of. I'd like to see edible gardens like this all over the cities so that people can just go and pick their food. There was a guy in, I think, California who undertook a big project of planting these kinds of gardens all over the edges of the roads and highways, and people will just come over and pull out a cabbage or some potatoes. I mean, why not? There's all this green space. Why don't you turn it into something useful instead of just, you know, decorative?
The truth occurs.